there you are, YouTube. Doodle 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 doo. Subscribe if you're interested, but also no pressure. Hey, I thought we might do a random ranking today. Maybe we'll go to my movie collection behind me and pick out 3 movies at random. And then rank those movies from most favorite to least favorite based on whatever criteria we come up with. I'll rank them here in the video, but if you'd like to rank them in the comments below, please feel free to do so. Let's get to picking some movies, shall we? Am I ever in this area of the video? Let's get those movies. Maybe one from here. Let's see what this is. And then maybe one from right here. Oh man, can barely reach that. Now let's see what we find in this section right here. We got to make sure I've seen these movies now. Yes? Yes? Yes, but I don't remember it much, but we're going to watch it anyway. Okay. All right, first we're going to start off with Mothman. Now, this is not the Mothman prophecies. This is just Mothman. So my wife, she's really into cryptids, so much so that we traveled for our honeymoon after we got married all the way to Maine, and in, I believe it was Portland, Maine, there is a museum of cryptozoology. And we went there, and they had all sorts of information on Bigfoot and the Mothman, and you know, jackalopes and Jersey Devils and Loch Ness and, you know, stuff like that. They had information on all that sort of things. So for many years after my wife and I got married, I was getting her all sorts of cryptid stuff for Christmas and her birthday and such like that, stuff like that. And I remember I bought this for her also, got it for her, you know, for one of those days, one of those holidays, either birthday or Christmas. And we did watch it once, and it was definitely not as good as Mothman Prophecies. Mothman Prophecies terrifies her, actually. That's one of the, like, if she were to list what are the scariest movies for her, Mothman Prophecies is one of them. I do like that movie a lot. It doesn't really scare me at all, but something about it does for her. And so, yeah, this is just called Mothman, The Hunter Knows His Prey. Not as good. I would like to give it a rewatch, though, and I don't even know if it has any notable people that anybody would recognize in it. Let's see. Jewel State. Connor Fox. Susie. Yeah, I don't know any of these people here. Yeah, I don't know any of these people. But I just remember it being, like, not very good, not very memorable, all of that. But it's just called Mothman. It's not the Mothman Prophecies, all right? Actually, on another trip, we went to West Virginia to see where the bridge, I can't remember what it's called, the area, Silver something, maybe. In West Virginia, we went to the Mothman Museum and the bridge and all of that. So, yeah. Next, we have another horror film, but this one is kind of comedic. It's a comedy horror, if you will, and it's called The Burbs. This movie's just great, right? I'm talking about Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks, in this era, when he is doing comedies, is when I like him best. I don't know. That's a big statement. Is that when I like him best? You know, it might be. I think it is, actually. Like, Burbs, Splash, Dragnet, Big, you know, I mean, Forrest Gump is great and everything. Philadelphia is great and everything. Castaway is amazing. See, Castaway is honestly probably one where I'm like, well, he should have been, I mean, I honestly think, if I go back and think of those winners, the nominees, he might have deserved to win. I'm trying to remember what year that was. Was he up against Russell Crowe that year? For Gladiator, is that right? Maybe, but I don't know. Tom Hanks in Castaway, so good. Not just the stuff he's doing with the transforming his body, but just like everything. Well, it's heartbreaking. Everything at the end when he's rescued, like all of that stuff. Oh gosh. But anyway, I really like this era of Tom Hanks, and I think I like it best. Money Pit. What else is going on in that era? I mean, Dragnet's kind of my big favorite. I also love The Burbs a lot. He's hilarious, and I like when he's doing the comedies. The comedies. This is great. Yeah. So, Burbs, big fan, big fan. Next we got For Your Consideration. I'm talking about Christopher Guest here. And he is just great with these like mockumentaries, Christopher Guest. You know, we all think of Spinal Tap, you know, kind of kicked this off, right? And he's in it too, but he didn't direct that one, right? That one's Rob Reiner, but then he sort of like took the baton and started making these, and then over and over, like You're Waiting for Guffman's, Your Best in Shows, Your For Your Considerations, and I'm sure there's another one that I'm not thinking of right now. Like those sorts of movies, and I'd love for him to make more, to get all these people back together. Some of these people aren't alive anymore, unfortunately. Rest in peace. Fred Willard. Funny man. Funny man. So much energy in this. He's older and he's trying to play young. Anyway, For Your Consideration is about award season, Oscar season, which is my favorite season, just as Moira says in Schitt's Creek, but she's also in this movie here. And it's basically about this movie production that gets a whisper of good press, and then it starts getting to everybody's heads like, oh my goodness, we may be a big Oscar hit, and then, as all these Christopher Guest films are, they end in great disappointment for the people, and everybody who was getting like these little little whispers of, you know, maybe some Oscar attention is in your future, turns out not to be so, except for one person who had no whispers about him, and he's the one that kind of gets lauded in the end, which is also interesting. I don't know, I love this movie. I love it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. So at the end, we're definitely gonna put Mothman, but here's the problem, like, do I go For Your Consideration? Some days, okay, I'm just going to come out and say it. Some days, For Your Consideration is going to be number one. Other days, The Burbs is going to be number one. But I feel like, because Tom Hanks is my favorite actor, I mean, I got a life-size cardboard cutout of Tom Hanks right over there from The Terminal. Tom Hanks is always right there, hanging out. Mercilessly funny is what they're saying about this one here. They're also saying Guest's incredible troupe of improv performers deflate the self-important better than anyone. What? I feel like I read that wrong. I need better eyes. Gotta get glasses. The Burbs. So I'm going to go ahead and put The Burbs. Tom Hanks, my favorite actor, got Corey Feldman in it, and also funny man Ducommun right here. He almost steals the show. He's no longer with us, unfortunately. Rest in peace. But he is hilarious in it. That man is funny. That man is full of that pure comedy. Pure comedy. We got this pure hangout going on, and we're talking about that pure comedy that Ducommun adds to the film. He is wonderful in it. But yeah, I just want to know. Also, there was like some tension on set because Corey Feldman was not learning his lines and stuff, and he was acting up. I think he was struggling a little bit, but I just also think it's cool. Like, Corey Feldman, loved him as a child. I just thought when I was a kid, I just thought he was the coolest dude ever. And then, Tom Hanks, like my favorite actor ever. It's really cool to see those two in a film together. Okay, so anyway, The Burbs, followed by For Your Consideration, but there are days when For Your Consideration would be number one. And then we're gonna finish things off with Mothman. So one more time, The Burbs, For Your Consideration, and Mothman. But my question to you is, have you seen these films? These three right here. And if so, what do you think of them? And if you've seen all three, how would you rank them? I'd love to know. Would it be the same? Would it be different? Let me know in them comments below, and perhaps we'll see you tomorrow for more Pure Hangout.